Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Appreciate you coming out. We did a video on this John Deere, the JS46 yesterday. This was a freebie. A buddy of mine snatched it up for me. What we had discovered is the tank had a big, I would say, what do you call that? A canyon? Ravine? Anyway, this thing is unrepairable. We ended up trying to start with the secondary battery. That was a failure. It did start by pulling it with this secondary tank attached. So it did run. I did try it out after the video, and the self-propelled does work. I just ran it up my front yard and back. So towards the end of this video, a gentleman showed up, and I didn't cut the video out. He lives a couple blocks away. He showed up in his SUV and said he had 2 units he wanted me to look at. So he ended up pushing him down the street. I heard a bunch of noise. I looked down. He had his dog with him and dragging 2 units. This yard machine was one of them. This here is 2008 production date, 10th month of 08. I had sold him this. I remembered the guy after he left. So the issue with this, he said yesterday, you heard in the video, was the recoil rope broke. So I've already restrung it, put a new handle on it. You can buy these handles in 10 packs, and you can buy the string in bulk. So this type of recoil's got 3 bolts. I just removed that. I use a giant C-clip. Once I put spring tension back on the spring, use a C-clip to hold that in place, and then I thread the new string through, tie a knot, and let it pull the string in. So when he first showed me the deal, I saw no cable, and he said, oh, it broke, and that's all rusty, and no bail bar. So I thought maybe he wanted me to fix this, and I said, well, where's the bail bar? He said he didn't know. He said he was just starting and stopping it using the kill switch here, the kill wire. So he said he takes the spring and kind of wraps it around here to run, and then loosens it and swings this over to ground out the kill wire, which is right there. So he didn't seem too worried about it. I said, well, I won't mess with that. I'll just change out the spring. So I did. The unit does start. I did his little trick here with the linkage. Notice this back tire's rubbing. I kind of looked at it, and this wire was wrapped up around the inner hub right there. So I fished this out. You can see these wheels are on their last leg. He might get another season out of these. They're just dry rotted and falling apart. So I don't know how long this unit's going to last. So the remainder of the string was all in the cup. All this had built up and fallen in the cup on this yard machine. So I sold it as a double. It still is a double. So that's that. So you also recall in the video he had said he had another unit he paid 20 bucks for. Will he or she be? So this happens to be a 2020 Toro. It could pass for a Murray or anything with a red deck. All they have done is stickered up the unit with a Toro sticker and the guaranteed to start, the GTS. This is just your basic red machine with a Briggs and Stratton on it. So, well, I saw this and I says, well, where's the cover? Do you have the cover? He didn't have the cover. So he bought this 20 bucks as is. I wish I had seen this for 20 bucks. This was a good deal. So he said, oh, it's not giving any spark. He said he took this cover off and he saw rust on the coil, which is normal. Maybe I've had one bad coil on these newer style engines, but more frequently on the Quantums, which are 20 to 25 years old, I'll have dead coils on those more often than any other machine. So this thing's only 3 years old, a 2020. I doubt very much the coil has failed. I think I have had bought 3 replacement coils, this newer style, and I've got 2 left. I think the one I did use, we had ratty rat damage. Rat ate through 95% of the plug wire, and I was not able to salvage the wire, so I ended up just changing the whole thing. These are all one unit. The wire goes into the coil. You can't splice and dice that. So let's see what he's talking about. I got a impact here. Let's remove the recoil and see what the coil looks like. See if it looks weird. Okay. Oh, we got an anole that didn't make it. That's an anole. Dried out. Sorry, buddy. Sorry you didn't make it. So this is the rust he's talking about, I guess. This is normal. These come out of the factory with fresh metal. Any air in the any moisture in the air rusts this up. So I'm looking at that little spot. That's nothing. The flywheel's got a little patch of rust on it. So I don't see anything here that would be a concern. This here is normal. They all do that. So I'm going to put this back on. So we got other issues. Being it's only 3 years old, I doubt the cable is faulty. The cable should have a good pull on it, and this one does. It's pulling it back off of the kill wire right there. So I would think that would leave us to a fuel issue. What we can do is juice this, see if it fires off. We'll go right to fuel. If it don't fire off from fuel, we'll take the plug out and ground it against the block, see if we got spark or not. Could be a bad plug. I hardly see plugs go bad. Once in a while, more often than the coils. So let's do some troubleshooting. So this guy's batting 1 for 2, 50%. He said the rope broke on the yard machine, so I'm going to give him credit for that. He was right. The rope did break. As far as this one's concerned, he may have been guessing. so let's just cut to the chase. I got starter fluid here. This is the real happy juice, the ether. Okay, that's a perfect shot. That's gonna do it or don't. I just got a whiff of it. The wind's blowing towards me, and that ether has the distinctive smell to it. Nothing like ether in the morning. Okay, so we do have spark. It just kicked off with that little bit of motivation. Once this burns off, the engine dies. It wasn't taking in any fuel, acceptable burning petroleum product. So we know we're chasing a fuel issue. Let me grab my turkey baster. Let's do a little digging here. Let's see if the fuel's got any water in it. Okay, barely any fuel in this thing. I don't even know if I can get a sample. Oh, I just did get a sample, and it looks raunchy. It looks like A&W root beer. I just pulled up what was left in the tank. It was way down to the little cavity at the bottom. Okay, that's about all I'm gonna get. You can see this really brown, and there's some particles in the, I wouldn't call it fuel, this brown mess. So we need a carb clean on this. That's the deal. It's nothing to do with a spark issue. We got contaminated fuel. So that'll be what I'm going to work on next. I'll disassemble the carburetor, clean that up, and use some compressed air, blow out the remaining bad fuel in the tank. So I kind of didn't look at oil. I figured this thing is only 3 years old, but I should have did that. Let's do that now. Let's just cover all the bases. As a shade tree mechanic, not a trade tree mechanic. I'm not trading trees. Okay, it looks golden brown, but let's check level. Okay, so that's an issue. We have overfilling. The high mark on the oil is way up to here. Here's your top hole. So we're way up to here. We got way too much oil in this. This thing's overfilled. So I'm going to pour off all that oil down to the top hole here. And I'll do that right now, and then tackle the fuel system. Let this guy know. I told him to swing by tomorrow. I didn't even get his name or number. I probably have his name from when I sold the yard machine. I think I sold that a couple years ago, 2 summers ago maybe. But that's too much digging. I'm just gonna wait for him to show up tomorrow. I says I'll work on them today. Come by tomorrow. They should be ready for you. So this won't take me long. Cleaning the fuel system on these takes me about 20 minutes. Zip zap, pull it apart, blow some air through it, put it back together, a little bit of fresh fuel, and we're in business. Let's really go to town and see the blade condition. I can't blame the blade condition on this guy. He just got it for 20 bucks, non-running. The previous owner, I would have to blame. So it is a little nicked up. No major gouges. This side, same thing, a couple of nicks, but it could be touched up. So I haven't seen this in a long time. A deck with some fresh paint on it, very little wear. Wow, must be nice working at a shop on new equipment without 60 pounds of grass buildup under the deck. Anywho, so blade's acceptable, just needs a touch up. By the way, model 21332. I forgot to tell you that earlier. I was going to. The serial number 407965892. Again, 21332 on the Toro number. Like I said, this could pass for a Murray or anything that's sold with a red deck. All they did is put this on it and this to make it a Toro. Okay, that's enough for you guys. You guys go enjoy your day. I'm going to plow ahead on this. Appreciate you coming out. As always, tip your waitress and wait staff. They're always doing a great job. They really appreciate that extra money you're giving them. We're going to keep going here and do a little bit of maintenance. Until next time, have a great day.